Well, we're back here and back in the studio after a long hiatus. Brick City Toys back with some Lego investing for you. Let's go take a look at our first set tonight, which is the Blacksmith Shop from 2021. So this is a fantastic set. If you haven't picked this one up, I'm going to spoiler alert, you probably should. Released in 2021. Retail on this is $180. It's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, displayable, and absolutely wonderful. So we can't talk about this set without talking about the guy that kind of is really inspiring a lot of Lego builders out there. Is Dan Siskin, the CEO owner of Brickmania. This guy is phenomenal. Just a huge Lego fan all his life. Very talented builder. And the story that he told was just that he was building things, posting on the internet. Lego saw one of his builds, reached out to him, and it was a long, lengthy process. He said to actually get the thing to market. All the legal stuff they did to kind of get through. But once he did, he went out and bought 20 copies of his own set because he just wanted the parts to build other things. So it's a really cool story. Definitely check that out. So today's incarnation of the Blacksmith Shop, based off of his original design, this one right here you see in front of you, is the set 3739 in 2002, retailing at $40 with 619 pieces back then. You can tell how just kind of how Lego has evolved over the last 23 years. The parts he had available to him back then weren't exactly what we have today, colors and parts wise. He still put together a great looking build. So the blacksmith shop from 2002. If you kind of look, I did find there was a couple sold recently, sealed around the $400 mark, which I thought was a pretty fair price for a sealed set that rare. Once a set like this from those eras, this many years, it's very rare to find sealed sets. So the fact that I found a few that have resold in the last 6 months is pretty cool. But I think we're going to go with the used numbers for this one for our illustration. Now currently, it's been reselling around $250 used on Bricklink. So we use the $250 used number. That's about a 500% increase over the last 20 years. And we'll just kind of average out to 25% a year and kind of work with that number. Before we get into that, though, I do want to make mention, I always check the part out value on these sets just to kind of see as a barometer where I think it could resell at after it retires. The part out value on this is only $271. That's a trend I've noticed over the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years with Lego. The part out values used to be always like double what the retail value was, but that number has dipped quite a bit in a lot of these sets. But still, a decent enough part out value to keep us in the ballpark here. So when we average it all together and kind of use his old set as those numbers and plop those into the new set for an illustration, 3 years after retirement, that puts it around 75% of 180. So we're looking at about $315 reselling for. So again, I'm sure it's not I'm sure a lot of people will be thinking, well, gee, it should be higher. It might go higher. I'm just saying that as an illustration for this one, I'd be comfortable putting a price tag around, I'd say $350. Now, the big thing is, do I think it go higher or lower than that number? I think it can go a little higher, mainly because of displayability. The fact that Lego, for some reason, they've had a resurgence now in their castle line. But prior to the last couple of years, it had been nothing for literally almost 20 years. Well, I'm sorry, not 20. I'd say more about 12 or 13. But so it's nice to see we're getting some of these sets back in now, and the fans are gobbling them up. So I just think for displayability, the theme, and just what you get for it, I think is a lot of upside here. So definitely, I'm thinking higher than $315 in 3 years after it retires. So bottom line for me is it's a must buy. Even at retail, not waiting for sales, I always say still get it because there's still be plenty of meat in the bone for you to get quite a bit. And they will sell quickly on the secondary market once this thing retires. All right. Obviously, lots of factors to go and play. We could talk about forever. But as a general, just sort of a basic, that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.